Hey Facebook, hey YouTube, I'm Ashley and this is the remix. Welcome everyone this Friday afternoon. Let's start with some primer. I wanted to talk with y'all today about a few things. But alopecia and the 5 stages of grief. Let's see. So, also, get one of these little handy makeup brushes when you put on your makeup because your foundation, because they work really well. I always saw them. So, and I finally got one and they're fabulous. So I put my makeup on my fingertips and then I blend it and then I blend it with the brush. So let's jump right into it. All right. First, the 5 stages of grief and how they apply to alopecia and having no hair. Well, denial is the first stage. So I remember when I was first diagnosed with this at age 15, I thought, this can't be happening to me. You know, this is the kind of thing that happens to other people. This doesn't happen to me, or they must have misdiagnosed me. They definitely misdiagnosed me, and this is all a dream. Somebody wake me up. It's like any diagnosis that you get that is severe. You don't want to believe it, and so you're in denial, sort of like a state of shock almost. Let's try. Today I'm trying Revlon. We're going to do gold and brown to match my little bee shirt. Tink. So denial is the first stage of grief. And denial is basically like you're in shock. You can't believe it. It's not happening. This isn't happening. And you sort of just go through the motions because you don't know what else to do. Then after denial comes anger. And this for me was something, I'm not a very angry person, but I became just mad at the world, uncharacteristically angry at everyone all the time for no reason. Fix that later. Anyway, so you're angry. Why me? You think to yourself, like, there's so many other people in the world that are so much worse, that have done such worse things. Why did this have to happen to me? Like, I'm a decent person, you know? That's what you think to yourself. Like, what did I do to deserve this? So you're angry. You're angry at everyone. You're short with people. I remember I would catch myself becoming short with my husband, and then I would apologize because I felt so terrible because it wasn't me, it was the anger. So, anger. So first you have denial, then you have anger, then you have bargaining. And bargaining is when, for me, I don't know what you believe out there, but I do believe there's a God. I believe there's some higher power in control of us. And so I just started praying to God, please, God, please, if you'll help me, you know, if you'll bring my hair back, just bring it back. I'll do anything. I'll be a better person. I'll anything it takes, whatever. If I'll do this, if you'll do that for me. It just grasping at straws is really what you're doing. But at the time you're praying or begging or, looking into how you can get your hair back as fast as possible, you're bargaining because your identity is being stolen from you in a way, you're having an identity crisis, which is another topic for another day. So after bargaining and begging, God, please, not me, don't take my hair. After begging and begging, to no avail at all. And you realize, well, this isn't getting me anywhere. Then what happens? You fall into a deep depression. And for me personally, I've always suffered from a level of depression. So I was able to compare what it was like to be depressed with alopecia versus without alopecia. Excuse me. Do y'all like my little mug? It says, I think I'll just be happy today. Anyway. So, knowing the difference with alopecia, the difference is it's out of your control. It's completely out of your control. It's something, when like say if you're overweight, you can try to do things about that. You can work out, you can jog, but with this, you can't. There's nothing you can do. You feel very alone and very isolated, and that was one of the toughest parts. So I remember when I was first re-diagnosed with alopecia almost 5 years ago. Now, I completely stopped wearing makeup. I did not care about myself. I thought, you know how the makeup commercials say, because you're worth it. Well, I just really thought that I was not worth it at all. I thought, I'm not worth makeup. I'm just this hairless nothing. Like, you ugly nothing. You don't deserve makeup. You don't deserve to buy new clothes. You don't deserve to feel good about yourself. I was really mean and really hard on myself for no reason. But at the time, it made sense. I was like, somehow you did this to yourself. And I wasn't worth it. I didn't wear makeup for 2 years. I just I didn't do all the luxuries that women normally do for themselves. I didn't go get my nails done. I didn't do any of that. I just thought, I'm not worth that. I'm nothing. Like, I shouldn't even be held in the same regard as women who are normal. Let's doing MAC Ambering Rose as my sort of base because I have no color. Okay. So yeah, with depression, it's terrible. You don't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to take a shower. I didn't want to leave the house. And because of the coronavirus and all the lockdowns, it was really easy for me to become sort of a shut-in, just like a recluse. And, that was the reason. Wink, wink, that I wasn't doing anything. Oh, well, I can't because of these lockdowns, but really it was, I don't want to because I'm ashamed of myself and I'm depressed and I'm embarrassed and I feel like there's no happiness in sight, and that is really pretty. And that's one of the worst feelings to have. It's the loss of hope, and that's where it gets tricky in the 5 stages of grief with alopecia versus any other grieving process, say like a loved one's death, because you never can quite get to the final stage, which is acceptance. Say you have a loved one's funeral, eventually you're able to accept that. There's a finality to it. You're able to hopefully have a funeral ceremony of some sort, and there's a finality. But when you have alopecia, there's never a finality. There's no finality to it, because you have hope, and you're hoping that your hair is going to grow back. And so you're stuck between bargaining depression, and you can't get to acceptance. You're like, when you start to accept yourself bald, like me, and then you start to see a few little hairs grow, then you think, oh my gosh, hope, it's all going to grow back. And then, but what if it doesn't? You know what I mean? Like, what if it doesn't grow back? So you're stuck in limbo, and that can cause the depression to be worse. So I saw a psychiatrist, and I highly recommend that anybody, I mean, going through the last year alone is enough to make anybody need a psychiatrist. But going through alopecia and last year, man, you should definitely get one. Have someone to talk with. Find a close friend, someone that you can confide in, that you know isn't going to, laugh behind your back, because unfortunately we still have people like that in this world. So yeah, I didn't think I was worth it. And let's see, what lipstick do I want to wear? And now I'm making it my goal to put on makeup every day, or at least every weekday. I do have a 1-year-old son, so it's a little dicey sometimes. I don't always get it completely finished, but no, definitely find someone to talk to. Luckily I have a wonderful husband, and I was able to confide in him. Let's see, I want to go with, this is Spiced Cedar, and this is L'Oreal. So we're doing a mix of Revlon and L'Oreal. And if you have no eyebrows, I highly recommend microblading. I had none, and now you can't really see them because they have some makeup over them. So we're gonna touch them up, but I highly recommend it. It was one of the things that helped me sort of start to get out of my depression when I get out of bed. Don't get me wrong, there's still days that I want to stay in the bed and just sit there, because it's almost like I can't believe this is happening to me. Let's see. This eyebrow pencil goes on very smooth, and I really like the way it enhances the microblading. So the 5 stages of grief are not something that you go through just when you are grieving a death of a loved one. It's something you go through when you're going through a divorce, and it's definitely something if your hair has fallen out for whatever reason. My doctor, some of you that follow me know that I started taking Vytorin, which is actually a cholesterol medicine. It's not for alopecia at all, but some of the side effects, like so many things that we're learning about that it has, is it can cause your hair to grow. And sure enough, I am getting some little bitty tiny crops of hair growing there. And I'm trying not to get too excited about it, but it's a start. It's something. So that's good. And also you don't have to have a prescription, but he prescribed me for Allegra. And Allegra is over the counter. It used to be prescription, but it's really great for inflammation. And since alopecia is an inflammation disorder, it makes complete sense. Even if you don't have allergies, I'm allergic to every tree and grass, pollen in the world. My doctor, when I went to have an allergy test, they poke all the little needles in your back. And my doctor said, "You lit up like a Christmas tree." So there's that. So even if you don't have allergies, it will definitely help the inflammation. Anyway, guys, this is my look for today. Let's see here. We have Revlon eyes in gold. Perhaps I need to fix a bit of it. And L'Oreal lips with some Chanel and MAC cheeks. So all you out there, all you alopecians out there in the world, friends, YouTubers, stay strong. Have a great day. Bald is beautiful. Don't forget that. And don't forget that you are definitely worth it. Bye.